NASCAR drivers often face immense pressure and challenges on and off the track, leading to moments of frustration, whether it's mechanical issues with their own cars, aggressive driving from their own competitors, or unforeseen circumstances during the race. Drivers find themselves deeply frustrated. In this video, we're going to look at some more NASCAR frustrating moments, just like when it poured down rain in 2021 and NASCAR had their first rain race. Kevin Harvick was extremely frustrated at how the event was ran.
We don't have any business being out in the rain, period. So, all I can say is this is the worst decision that we've ever made in our sport that I've been a part of, and I've never felt more unsafe in my whole racing career, period.
Kevin Harvick was one of the most fiery drivers in the garage area that never held back from his opinions. He also never held back from his opinions of his competitors. During the 2015 clash, Joey Logano pushed Kevin Harvick into the wall while trying to bump draft him. Needless to say, Harvick was extremely upset with Logano and had some words with him post-race.
Here comes 22 with a big push. He's on you. He's on you tight. Oh, he just shoved me straight in the fence. He just shoved me all the way in the corner.
Careful, they're 22 and 4, not happy already. Yeah, front row seat. Guess Harvick's mad.
Kim, I was trying to help him.
Elliott Sadler was once known as NASCAR's most lovable loser. Elliott Sadler didn't win a whole lot of times in NASCAR, but he was well loved by fans and was a pretty nice guy on and off the racetrack. But he showed how frustrated he was at Jimmie Johnson after Jimmie Johnson crashed him during the 2005 Talladega race.
You watch the 38 car, he's right there in front of the 48. 48 got a good run. Right there, he just got in the back of him and turned him, and
You said you didn't need to see the video. You know exactly what happened.
Yeah, I know exactly what happened. The 48 just, I don't know where he was going. It's lap 18 or 19 or whatever it was. And too early in the race to be doing that. And I just had no control of the car. My back tires are off the ground. It's a shame. I'm going to bite my tongue right now. But way too early in the race to cause a big pileup like that. I mean, we have 3 pedals in the car. The middle one's the brake in case he doesn't know that. Maybe I'll give him a diagram for next week. But it's a shame to take out a lot of good cars this early in the race. It's just no sense in racing like that early.
Obviously, a very frustrated Elliott Sadler. Guys?
In NASCAR, you must have your window net pulled up at all times for safety. Well, during the 2022 All-Star race at Texas, a caution came out just 100 feet from the start-finish line. Ryan Blaney thought he won the race, and about everybody else did too. So he took his window net down, assuming the race was over. Ultimately, when the caution comes out in the final lap during an all-star race, the race is not over. Blaney had to reattach his window net to continue on the race. NASCAR ran a ton of laps under caution, but ultimately, Blaney somehow held up his window net and made it look like it was up. Denny Hamlin showed his frustration after finishing second.
He should have won the race. He was 100 yards from winning the race. But many cars have not won races because of green-white checkered or because of a mistake on a restart at the end. Those things happen. All I ask is that we know what the rules are and we play by them.
Jeff Gordon and Jimmie Johnson were some of the best drivers in NASCAR, and they were even teammates. But even as teammates, their frustration towards each other showed. The 2010 season saw fiery drivers Jeff Gordon and Jimmie Johnson have words with each other.
You got into him, I guess. He's treated different than everybody else.
Okay. Here he cuts down in front of Jeff Gordon with a trail of cars. And I'm going to tell you something. Jeff Gordon done a great job not wrecking.
We got a huge push down the back straightaway. I don't know who it was, 39 maybe, or somebody gave me a big shove. And I was coming 10 miles an hour faster than anybody. And the 48 is testing my patience, I can tell you that. It takes a lot to make me mad, and I'm pissed right now. I mean, when a car's going that much faster, I don't know what is with me and him right now, but, whatever. But
I would consider this next clip to be very frustrating, but for mainly the competitors. Chase Elliott got away with some illegal damage on his car when he should have been black flagged and brought to pit road. Elliott was wrecked earlier in that race by Kevin Harvick and proceeded to fix part of the damage. Well, he didn't fix all of it, and he had fenders flying off his car and was never brought down pit road for a black flag. Pit road. NASCAR never black flagged him, and he was able to stay out until the caution, helping him make the next round in the playoffs. The 2001 Bristol night race saw so many drivers frustrated at other competitors, and we're going to look at a couple clips here where drivers were just mad at other drivers. Starting off with Ward Burton through his booties that go on the bottom of your feet when you're driving so your feet don't overheat at Dale Jr. after Dale Jr. wrecks him.
I talked to him.
That ain't going to do any good, Ty.
No. The emotions are running very, very high right now.
I'd talk to him maybe next Friday.
Yeah, at Darlington.
On board with Dale Earnhardt Jr. Come off turn 2, start down the backstretch. Jr. gets a run. He thinks he has enough, but just barely makes contact with Ward, and bam, in the wall. And that's why. But there was contact, and here we go.
Well, he's got a better throw than Alan Bestwick.
Probably does.
Continuing off of the same race, Rusty Wallace and Ricky Rudd also shared some choice words with each other after the race. After they crossed the start-finish line to complete the race, Rusty Wallace and Ricky Rudd got into each other, having crashed after they crossed the start-finish line.
Last lap, change of position. Ricky Rudd gets by Rusty Wallace, and Rusty's obviously not happy at the tactics.
And Dale Jarrett spins down in the corner.
Tempers.
Right to the very end.
Some hot tempers after the race with you and Ricky Rudd. What happened at the end of the race?
I just got racing order in turn 3. I got a little bumper in behind and lost a position. That's about it. Just a Bristol racing.
A little retaliation?
No, I just couldn't get stopped.
And Rusty Wallace, very kind with his words, very politically correct. Come on with a 5th place finish, and he is on his way to the Winston Cup truck for a talking to Dave Burns.
The 2013 Irwin Tools night race at Bristol saw Denny Hamlin and Kevin Harvick upset with each other. After being crashed in the wreck, Kevin Harvick drives into Denny Hamlin's pit stall, not allowing Hamlin to pull into his pit stall. Hamlin was then pushing Harvick out of the pit stall where Harvick stopped, got out of his car, and had some choice words with Denny Hamlin.
The 11 car.
Back up.
It looked like the 11 and the 29 got together. I think Kevin Harvick may have gotten in the right rear of Denny Hamlin, getting into the corner.
You know, things happen so quickly that it's hard to tell until you see a replay, unless it's just, you know, definitive there that drivers question exactly what may have happened.
Well, Jamie?
Kevin, we saw you frustrated there. What happened? What led to that?
I just saw the 11 shoot up, you know, trying to get back at somebody and just caused a wreck, but said the 56 got into him there, so I just wanted to know what happened. All good. Just hate it for my Jimmy John's guys, and you know, track position such a big deal. Wish we had the old Bristol back. It's a lot more fun to race on.
All right, Kevin Harvick's night is done, and I see Denny Hamlin still sitting in his car, Alan.
I'm going all at it right now. You race that hard this early on this racetrack, and you'll be lucky to get by with it. 3 wide, Steve. That is aggressive contact.
Oh, Mark Truex Jr. He's lost it. takes Blaney up into the wall with him. Two of the best cars in practice. I thought Blaney had the best long-run car.
I'm an idiot.
And here you heard him, I'm an idiot. Truex says he knows he made a mistake only 2 laps into the race. Truex 58 above the cut line. Mathematically not a guarantee, but I thought everything was going to be easy. This is an uphill battle already.
Only 3 laps into the Southern 500, Martin Truex Jr. made one of the biggest mistakes of his racing career. He almost costed himself and his team a shot at the playoffs in 2024. He drove into turn number 1 side by side with William Byron. His car would drift up the racetrack and he would break loose. But what would happen next is something so dumb. He would overcorrect his car into Ryan Blaney, ending his day abruptly. Truex would have to wait and stand by for the entire race to make sure he still pointed his way in the playoffs. Luckily he did, but this could have been a huge detriment to the 19 team entering the playoffs. Austin Dillon and controversial wins go hand in hand, right? So let's keep going. He ends up taking out Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin during the 2024 Richmond race. Austin Dillon crashes both of them to pick up the victory to lock himself in the playoffs until NASCAR ends up revoking his playoff eligibility just a couple days later.
He can't do it in 1 and 2. Logano looks back. He has a car length now. Joey Logano through 3 and 4 for the final time. There's the contact. He does get to him. The 11 on the inside. He gets into the wall. Dillon's going to win it at the line.
Austin's season was on the line there, but what are your thoughts on what happened down there?
It's chicken shit. There's no doubt about it. He's 4 car lengths back. Not even close. Then he wrecks the 11 to go along with it. And then he's going to go up there and thank God and praise everything with his baby. It's a bunch of BS. It's not even freaking close. I mean, dude, I get it, bump and run. I get it. I didn't back up the corner at all. He came in there and just drove through me. It's ridiculous that's the way we race. Unbelievable. I get bump and runs. I do that. I would expect it. But from 4 car lengths back, he was never going to make the corner. And then he wrecks the other car. He wrecks the 11 to go with it. So
Brad Keselowski's team and the 20 of Denny Hamlin. This is one of the reasons why, guys. This is May of last year.
Yeah, it's not the first time these two drivers have been together on the racetrack. And right here, another little fisticuff broke out at Charlotte after that.
Now, late in this race, this is what happened as the laps were closing down. The contact, Denny ends up into the wall.
Yeah, Brad thought he had a run and enough room on the inside, but Denny was just driving his car back to as they were trying to go around the lap car. And then after the race, Denny Hamlin just comes to pit road.
Just a few moments ago, and now let's check in with Jamie Little.
When their careers were very young, Denny Hamlin and Brad Keselowski raced each other hard in the Xfinity Series. They raced each other so hard that they got mad at each other under caution at Charlotte one year in 2008. Neither one of them would pick up the win that night, and they both would get into a shoving match on pit road following that race. Even after that at Dover a couple weeks later, they would get into it again, costing each other a shot at the victory. This rivalry went on for a very long time, and still to this day, I don't think they like each other, but this was just a bad way to start out a reputation.
Make a difference. You see,
Crash coming onto pit road. Kyle Larson, late decision, wanted to come to pit road. Kyle Busch looked like he was going to come off of pit road. They hit.
And Kyle was going. He was going to fake like he was coming on pit road, and he turned right to get on the racetrack. And Kyle Larson had the exact opposite idea.
Kyle Busch was trying to get back off of pit road.
Yeah, I think Kyle Larson. I think when he saw the 18, he turned right. I think if the 18 not been there, he probably would have made it. But
he's going to stay out. Kyle Larson looks like he's going to stay out. Kyle Busch decides to come in.
Well, then Kyle Busch changed his mind, took a hard right to go back on the racetrack at the same time that Kyle Larson decided to take a hard left.
Trying to pit for the 2015 Bank of America 500, Kyle Busch then makes a last-minute decision to not pit. At the same time, Kyle Larson makes a last-minute decision to pit. They both were technically beside each other under the yellow flag, and then ended up collecting both cars in an accident under caution on pit road. Both of them were in the playoffs and hurt their chances at competing for a championship. Luckily, Kyle Busch did regain